Don't start pig farming when you don't have money, you don't have anything coming into your pocket.
Today's video features a fellow pig farmer, Noah, located in the northern region of Ghana, precisely Saboba area, with a lot of experience in the industry that he wants to share with us.
I think when you're able to succeed in pig farming, you can you can succeed in any business. Thank you, Mr. Francis, for giving me the opportunity to share my experience, how I started pig farming. I actually had the idea while studying on campus at the university. I realized that I needed to do something on my own. I needed to just own something. I needed to build something to know that I'm solving a problem. What I will build will be solving a problem. Already, I had experience in agriculture, and because I was raised in agriculture community, so I had a lot of experience in the agriculture. So while I was researching on what to do, I read an article about hunger that was by these Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. So they were talking about hunger in a way that I felt there's no need for human being to be dying of hunger. And it dawned on me that this is a problem that is scattered all over the world. And if I could do something in that regard, then it will be a contribution to the society and also solving a problem that I intend to do with my life. So I was researching about those things, and because I had experience in farming, I was looking at that experience if I could use it because it was what I have at that moment. And during my childhood, my father was raising these local pigs. So I was the one taking care of them, feeding them. I remembered about those things and I said, okay, well, this will be a great startup point for me. And that was how I got into pig farming. So I realized that I could rely on my previous knowledge about pig farming, what I did locally. What I improved was to do it with the exotic breed. So that was the motivation. Yeah. So to solve a societal problem, I mean, I wanted to feed the world, and I wanted to start with what I can do at a local level. And I actually started with 6 pigs. I started with 2 males and then 4 females. Actually, starting this pig farming business, I've encountered a lot of challenges. A lot of them, like you said, some of them I've been able to solve them along. Some of them are petty challenges that if you do not take care of them, they will result into a bigger problem. The major one that I think, me personally, what has affected me as I had a challenge of getting the right breed. You know, you would tell somebody that you need piglets to buy, and the person will talk you sweet words, and you'll be tempted to buy the piglet because you like there's no proof that the pigs you are going to buy are good or not. So it's something that affected me because the first breed I got, I think we're having a problem. But the one who was selling that to me told me that the pigs were all right and there was nothing wrong with them. So that is actually a challenge when you are starting pig farming, and especially if you want to do the exotic breed, because if you do not get the right breed, then the performance of your pig farm would be very poor. So it's actually a challenge. Another thing is about the market. So depending on where you are, or my local area like this, they do the local pig farming, like the local ones. So we those that are into the exotic ones, normally people tend to compare the prices they buy from the local with the local breed to the ones that we are railing, and it's not always helping because if they come to buy like that and you are not refusing to, you are not selling to them at the price they want, then they can easily go out and get the local ones at the very cheap price. So that affects our market. If the small farmers tend to do the local ones, I remember some time I wanted to sell some of my pigs and I suffered a lot because the price I wanted to sell them, they were not ready to buy at that price because they were buying the cheap ones from the local farmers. And if we are giving them the price is way above what they are expecting, and also the market it fluctuates. Sometimes it will be my area, for example. Normally they have a period that they do these funeral services. When that time comes, there's normally high demand for pigs, but that is also a short period of time, say like 2 to 3 months, and that time will pass. So until you would wait to come and see any other person or somebody willing to buy, or you would have to wait for the next season like that before you can sell. So that is actually a challenge. And I wouldn't forget to mention about capital. See, capital is key, and starting it, if you don't have enough funds to run the business, then it's going to affect you a lot. It's very important that you get to know these challenges. With the distraction from the local farmers, what I did was that I engaged some of the butchers around in town, and sometimes they also don't want to buy it at the price you want to buy. So it's also a challenge there because they too want to go and sell the animal for profit. So when it happens like that and they come and they don't buy the animal how I want it, what I did was that I had a fridge, so I rather kill the animal and then keep the meat in the fridge, and then people rather come to buy. So I make posters around so that people come to the house to buy. Sometimes to by word of mouth, then people come to buy. So that was how I managed to sell what I wanted to sell. I actually had a savings that I think would help me to start the farm and work on it until I start to cash out. But that didn't happen. I got to a point the money had finished. I didn't know where to get money from. That was something like it was a hell to me because I feel like everything was going down because all my investment inside the pig farm, I didn't know where to turn to get the money. Yeah, so I have to rely on friends and family to support me in that regard. And it was one of the worst moments in my life. I feel bad about my own self for having to get into that. But it was cool because I had learned a lot from it, and now I know that I will do better. I've really not made much from a single pig. If I remember, the highest I made from a pig was 2,300 something. Yeah. So, and the pig was almost 9 months. Yeah, it was almost 9 months. Every business that you want to go into, you have to first of all need to plan very well because I think I made a mistake not planning well during my initial stage, and it has cost me. In fact, it has cost me a whole lot of money. The first batch I did, I almost didn't get anything out of it, and that was because of my rush into it. I didn't plan well. So the advice I have is that don't just rush. Sometimes when the idea comes into your mind, you feel like you are the only one in this world, and so therefore you just want to do it like that kind of zeal in you. You just want to do it, but you have to take your time and do your calculations well because numbers doesn't lie. You cannot manipulate the numbers. If you manipulate them, it will affect you in real life. One challenge I've been battling is the cost I've incurred due to my inability to plan well before the start of this pig farming thing. So I would advise that anyone who want to go into this pig farming should actually do the planning. Like, how are you going to sell your pigs when they are ready? Your market, you need to establish your market, and you need to study your environment where you are, because somebody might tell you that you can sell your pigs to the restaurant and go, but maybe where you are, you will not see that kind of restaurants to sell those pigs to. And even if you see them, there might be, you might not be the only one, and maybe somebody has already monopolized the market. So at least you have to study your own market to understand. And one other thing that I would urge beginners farmers to take note is that pig farming and also agribusiness in general is not a quick cash out venture. That means that you need to have something doing, you need to have some work, or you need to have something on your own that you would rather use to establish the business first. Because if you just have some fixed amount of money and you say you are going into pig farming, and you realize that when you start you will spend more than your expectations, and that money will finish while you have not started cashing out from the business, and that will bring a lot of stress on you. Because myself, I've experienced that. Before I started, I was having some savings which I know could take me throughout before I could start to cash out, but that was very wrong. So you need to have something doing that. The pig farming at the initial stage will not be your main focus to cash out. That one, it will save you a lot of stress. When you have to feed them and you don't have money, you don't have any option than to sell off everything. And you wouldn't like that to happen to you. So these are some of the kind of advice I would give to the young ones coming on into this pig farming business. Given the opportunity, I would always love to do pig farming because pig is a prolific animal. That means that it has the ability to produce more within a short possible time. And the fact that it's not like pig farming is a rocket science or something like that, but you need to pay critical attention to the animals. And I think when you're able to succeed in pig farming, you can you can succeed in any business. It's something that you would learn, and also you would learn to have patience along the way, because pick is not something that you quickly get inside and you think you will get your money back or you cash out so quickly. So you will learn a lot of patience while dealing with animals, and it's a great place to learn a lot. Yeah, so I would always love to do pig farming, and in fact animal farming in general. Pig farming is really a great journey. If you happen to love it, then you would definitely succeed in it. And although we haven't gotten to the level that we want to go in, we want to get to in terms of pig farming, but I can say that there's more opportunities when it comes to pig farming, because once you're able to follow the good practices, you are sure of getting something out of it. Like I said, you have to love it before you can succeed in it. One other thing is that don't start pig farming when you don't have money, you don't have anything coming into your pocket. So me, I always advise that you start it as a side hustle before you move in with it completely. Because if you just save up money and you say you want to use it for pig farming, at the end of the day the money will finish and you have not started cashing out from the business, and that will leave you in a very uh, difficult situation. So I would advise that when you want to go into agribusiness or pig farming, you should have something doing. You should have some money coming into your pocket monthly or anyhow you are getting the money, so that you don't depend on the farm at the initial stage. And for me, I'm located at Saboba in the northern region, and if you would like to do business with me, you can contact me on the 024 8560915. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to have had this engagement with you.